Alright, so the Youth Philharmonic is going to be performing the next piece, the Capriole Suite. It was my goal with this one to challenge the Youth Philharmonic this semester, and by finding them something to play from the standard orchestra literature, something that professional orchestras perform. And this piece fit the bill. Written in 1926 by Peter Warlock, the Capriole Suite is based on Arbeau's Manual of Renaissance Dances. As described by Aerial Music, the Basse Danse is a stately dance in which the feet were kept low and basse and glided over the floor in a dignified, striding motion. The second movement, the Pavane, was an Italian court dance of the early 16th and 17th century. It was traditionally slow and solemn in character. For the most lyrical movement of the whole suite, the fifth movement, Peter Warlock has chosen the title Pieds en l'air, meaning feet in the air, which is a dance step found in all manner of energetic dances, which is why it's somewhat ironic that he chose this for his title, because as you will hear, it is very lush and slow. Mannequin, the last movement, is a brisk duple-meter sword dance. It was traditionally performed by the young men, clashing their swords and shields in time with the music. I think that would have been fun to see. Typically in an orchestra concert, the audience will hold their applause until all of the movements have been played. However, if you enjoy the music and you want to clap between movements, then you may. These are all separate dances, so they all stand alone on their own. Okay, so before we conclude our performance, I have some awards for this group as well. So we're going to start with the Youth Philharmonic section leaders, and again, they were section leaders at some point this year during one of our 3 concerts. The first one goes to Carolina Telfa. And again, I just want to emphasize that our section leaders, they're always just set a fantastic example, and I really appreciate them and their dedication. The next one goes to Delaney Pulley. Phoebe Lewis in second violin. Zoe Browning on second violin. Lorelei Foss, principal second. Bailey Smith on viola. Vincent Guo, viola. Hunter Jensen, cello. Darian Ford on bass. Sophia Schukert on bass. All right, let's give them one more round of applause. All right, and of course we have some phenomenal fillies in the Youth Phil as well. So the first one is Shamari Calhoun, and again, positive attitude, hardworking, and reliable. Shamari. Nora Serino. Carly Howard. Kaden James. Caroline Moore. Gracelyn Neal. Jessica File. Emma Shepard. Reese Ward. All right, one more round of applause for our phenomenal kids. that that is a challenging award to narrow down because I have so many incredible students in both orchestras that fit this category. But we have one more special, important person to recognize tonight, and that is Elijah House. Elijah, if you could stand up. So Elijah, he also gets an award because he was also a principal cellist at our first concert. He's an extraordinary role model, but he's also a graduating senior. So we'll be losing him next year, but I just wish him the absolute best in his career. So I like to recognize my seniors by just reading a little bit about them, what they've done in school, and where they are headed. So Elijah, 8 years ago, began playing cello in the 4th grade at Windsor Hill Arts Infused Elementary School. He studied privately with Mr. Paul Beyer and also Mr. Damian Kramer. Eli participated in the South Carolina Music Educators Association Region 4 Orchestra from 2017 to 2022. He was also a member of the 2019 and 2020 SCMEA All-State Orchestra. He earned a seat in the Charleston Symphony Youth Strings as an 8th grader, and then moved up to the Charleston Symphony Youth Orchestra the following year, where he played through his junior year. Eli joined the Summerville Youth Orchestra his senior year. Eli is an accomplished pianist who has studied piano since the age of 8. He enjoys arranging music and writing his own compositions. He likes to write fantasy stories and play video games in his free time. Eli will graduate from Ashley Ridge High School in a few short weeks. After graduation, he will attend Midlands Technical College in Columbia, South Carolina, as a student in their audio engineering program. All right, before we play our final piece, I have some thank yous that I'd like to say. Thank you to my students, to our students, for all of your hard work and dedication. Okay, that's the junior fill and the youth fill. Thank you to all of the parents for your support this year, bringing your students to rehearsals and encouraging them in this endeavor, valuing their music education. Again, thank you to all of our parent volunteers who have helped us out at some point. We really appreciate you. It's a lot of students, and especially at events like this, we really need a little extra help keeping track of everyone and getting them in the right places. And then again, I would like to mention again our DD2 orchestra teachers and music teachers who have worked with us this school year every Monday night. One of them attends an orchestra rehearsal, and they're there offering support, sometimes leading sectionals, and it really has made an impact this year to have music teachers in that room there with us. So if you are our DD2 orchestra teacher, if you could stand up, or DD2 teacher who has helped us out this year, if you could please stand up. Also, we've had Summerville Orchestra musicians who have come in and led sectionals throughout the school year. If there are any Summerville Orchestra musicians who have led those sectionals, if you could stand up too, we'd like to acknowledge you. And then I'd like to thank Maestro Wojtek Milewski for conducting the youth orchestra at the Spring Orchestra Clinic at Fort Dorchester High School. He did a phenomenal job. Maestro? And y'all, it's Mother's Day tomorrow, right? So again, mothers, we just so appreciate you and just how caring you are, how supportive you are to your students. So if we have any mothers or grandmothers in here, if you could stand up, we'd like to acknowledge you today. And again, as Mr. Price mentioned earlier, this summer we have a orchestra camp that will be taking place at Charleston Southern University. I really encourage you to send your student to the camp. It's immersive, but it's also fun. So they'll learn so much and improve leaps and bounds over that week. And we have so many fun things that we do with them. We have orchestra rehearsals every day, 2 orchestras, just like we have with the youth orchestras. But they also get to do some extra things. So we have a bluegrass clinic where the students will learn how to play a fiddle tune. We have local composer Will Goss coming, and he writes orchestral music as well as video game music. So he'll be there one day to talk with the students about composing. We have a performance by the Summerville Orchestra String Quartet, and that they perform for the students at the end of the day. And during the day, on Tuesday of that week, they will be leading sectionals and working with the students on their orchestra music, their individual parts. At the end of the week, we do a faculty recital on Friday. It's a chance for us to perform for the students. And then, in addition, we like to break it up and not just do all music. So we have some indoor and outdoor games. We have a company that specializes in that comes in. Last year they did some archery and all kinds of fun activities with them. And then on Saturday, we have our final orchestra performance, an opportunity for the students to demonstrate what they've learned that week in their orchestra rehearsal. So I highly encourage it. It's a fantastic opportunity. Keeps your students playing during the summer. Okay, on to the Lost Relic. So I wanted to read you a little bit about this piece. It's also written by Chris Pilsner, who I mentioned earlier. This is what the composer has to say about the Lost Relic. From early on in my musical career, I had a love for cinematic music. Going to the movies and hearing grand themes and brilliant orchestrations was such an exhilarating experience that I would find myself coming out of the theater with a huge smile on my face. When I started The Lost Relic, I had a vision of creating a grand adventure with a heroic lead character at the center of it. I constantly had visions of incredible chases, hidden discoveries, sudden peril, and valiant escapes. Compositionally, I knew that if I was going to be cinematic, I had to have a sweeping melody that resonated with its audience. Written con bravura in the music, the main melody attempts to encapsulate adventure in its purest form. The middle of the piece changes to a much more emotional and resonant texture to give the audience a respite before the perpetual motion of the piece's recapitulation. The Lost Relic is one of the pieces that I am most proud of because it brings out an awe-inspired inner child inside of me who always wanted to be the bold and fearless main character. All right, here's The Lost Relic.